What's up, everyone? So, today I'm just going to be doing a PS3 collection. I'm going to be showing off pretty much my entire collection of physical PS3 games that I have. Now, some of these games are still sealed and I've actually never touched. So, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna first go over the games that I actually have played, and then I'll show off the games that I actually haven't played. So, without further ado, I'm gonna get started, and I'm gonna start with the games that I've first got for my PS3. And then after, I'm just going to go over the games that I've collected over the years. So, let's get started. The first game that I have is Little Big Planet. This was the very first game that I ever got for my PS3. And, just looking at this case, it brings back a lot of memories. This game was so much fun, and I remember when I was a kid, I used to bring this game with me everywhere I went. Like, if I would go to a friend's house, or if I would go over to a family's house, and I knew they had a PS3, I'd always bring it with me so I could play it with them, and it was so much fun, and I thought it was awesome that you could create your own levels on it too. But this game, I love this game. A lot of fun. And I even went and got the Game of the Year edition, which includes a lot of DLC and bonus levels. I got this on sale, so it wasn't too expensive, and I got some extra DLC, which was cool. But yeah, really love Little Big Planet. And then, of course, I had to get the sequel, Little Big Planet 2. I actually didn't get this at launch. I actually waited, and shortly after they came out with the special edition, which included $35 of bonus content, and it also included some PlayStation Move compatibility. You can see the back there. I'm a big fan of the Little Big Planet series. Yeah, definitely one of my favorite game series. The next game that I got, this isn't the original one that I first bought, but I actually got Call of Duty World at War. This is the game that first introduced the zombies to the Call of Duty series. It had a really fun multiplayer too. A lot of fun. Alright. Next up, we have... Let's see. Let's start. Okay, I guess. Let me see. Where is it at? Looking for it. Let's see it here. This is another game that I was pretty excited to get. I actually never purchased these when they first came out. I rented both of them at Blockbuster, and I remember these games being so much fun, and they had really awesome multiplayer experiences. But I do have them now, and it is the Call of Duty Modern Warfare Collection. It includes both Modern Warfare and Modern Warfare 2. So let me take them out really quick and show them. So you got both games. Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare. Still one of the greatest multiplayer experiences ever. This game really changed how first-person shooters were created. Definitely changed the first-person shooter genre. A lot of games, they try to be intuitive, but I think the Modern Warfare series, it really started the change for Call of Duty, I think. And then, of course, one of the greatest sequels ever, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. One of the best experiences of 2009, I think. Let me put this back. And then, of course, I can't get into the Modern Warfare series without getting into Modern Warfare 3. You know, I would say I wasn't a huge fan of Modern Warfare 3. The campaign, it left me kind of disappointed, and the multiplayer, it had a lot of problems with it. It wasn't a terrible game, but just not as good as the first two, in my opinion. Alright, now let's start with the game that I would say really had a huge impact on my life, and it really changed the way I looked at video games. You know, I think I was like 14 or 15 when I played this game, and it was just one of those video games that stuck with me for many years. And to this day, it's still quite a masterpiece. And I really enjoy going back to this game, and that is Uncharted 2. You can read the back. You can pause it there. On the back it says, Fortune hunter Nathan Drake is lured back into the treacherous world of thieves and mercenary treasure seekers. Embark on a journey to discover the real truth behind the lost fleet of Marco Polo. A masterpiece by Game Informer, IGN.com Editor's Choice Award, Editor's Choice 2009 winner for GameSpot, Game Informer Platinum Award. Yeah, and it was so awesome. It had a great campaign, a great story. It had multiplayer, and it also had co-op, which was awesome. It's definitely one of Naughty Dog's greatest still one of my personal favorites as well. And then of course, the sequel to that, one that I had been highly anticipating since it was announced. And I don't normally get collector's editions for video games, but I was such a huge fan of Uncharted 2 that I really just had to, you know. And that is Uncharted 3, the collector's edition. I went all out when they announced it. You can see came with the little Nathan Drake statue there. And also included Nathan Drake's actual belt buckle from the game. I don't think I've actually ever worn this, but it was included with the collector's edition for anyone that wanted to cosplay as Nathan Drake. You could, because they gave you the accessories to do it. Also included a Nathan Drake statue and a little stand here to place him on, so you can put that in your room if you wanted to. It's actually just been sitting in the box ever since I got it, so it's pretty much in mint condition. This is the first and only collector's edition that I've ever purchased for a video game. And let me show you the Steelbook. This is the Uncharted 3 Drake's Deception Steelbook case that was included. The texture here on the front is raised a little bit, so you can feel the imprints of the letters and numbers. And then if we open it, you have a Starhawk advertisement, and you also get a manual for the game, and it also came with an online pass because Sony at the time didn't want people to buy used video games, so this was how they combated that. If you bought it used, then you couldn't play the multiplayer, which was pretty interesting. And then on the inside of the case, you have Nathan Drake taking cover, and you get some artwork there. Overall, it was a pretty cool collector's edition. It also came with the Sic Parvis Magna ring necklace. I don't know where that is right now. I lost it years ago, but I did have it, and I would wear it every day. But yeah, I'm not sure where it is now. But my collector's edition is in pretty good condition. Everything's just been sitting inside its box, and I've had it covered up, so yeah. I thought the game was okay. It had a pretty good multiplayer experience, but the story I didn't enjoy as much as I did with Uncharted 2. So unfortunately, yeah. I still like the Uncharted series, but I think Uncharted 3 you could tell it was definitely a rushed game, for sure. Alright, next game we have is Ratchet and Clank, Tools of Destruction. I'm not a massive fan of Ratchet and Clank, but I do enjoy playing them and exploring the different worlds in Ratchet and Clank. It's a really awesome series. I think this is definitely one of the good ones in the series. I think Tools of Destruction. Alright, the next one that we have, which was a pretty surprising one. I actually got this for my birthday when I was 15, and I think this was the first M-rated video game that somebody actually bought for me. You know, not that I had rented. And yeah, this game was pretty brutal, and it's a pretty awesome game. I think it's definitely one of my favorites. I really enjoyed this game, and it is Dante's Inferno Divine Edition. On the back it says, "Go to hell." It's a shame that they never made any sequels for this game. I don't think they have any plans to remaster this game, but I definitely think they should, because this is a really awesome game. It's very similar to God of War, so if you're a fan of God of War, then you'll really like this game. Alright, next we have Call of Duty Black Ops. I actually didn't get into this game until around 2011 or so, and the multiplayer, I think, was one of the most addicting multiplayer experiences I had ever played at the time. And the campaign, oof, this game has probably one of the most iconic campaign experiences in any Call of Duty ever. And if you've played the game, you know what I'm talking about. The numbers, Mason. Definitely one of the greatest Call of Duties ever made, I think. It was just a complete package. It had everything in it, you know. The campaign, the multiplayer, the zombies. This game was awesome. And then, of course, the sequel that came out, and it really started the whole Call of Duty craze, and I think this is when Call of Duty was at its height, and that is Call of Duty Black Ops 2. Very similar to Black Ops 1, it was a complete package. It had a good campaign, multiplayer, and zombies. And the game also had DLC, you know, I had extra map packs and new zombie maps added. It was an awesome game. Yeah, I don't think Call of Duty has reached its height yet in terms of the modern Call of Duty series. I don't think it's ever come close to what Black Ops 2 did back in the day. But yeah, I think Black Ops 2 was probably the peak of Call of Duty. Alright, and now we have a game that was in a lot of ways a much richer experience than Call of Duty, and I think one that was a direct rival to the Call of Duty series. And also my actual introduction to this series, which was Battlefield 3. On the back, you can see that there. This game, it blew my mind when I first played it, you know. I had never played any Battlefield game before this. So, I remember experiencing the campaign, and I just remember thinking, wow, you know, this is like one of the most intense, war experiences I've ever played. You know, you had buildings that would like fall right in front of you, and explosions that would go off like around you. The sound design was just incredible, and the multiplayer was just, it was insane. Definitely one of the best experiences I've had from a Battlefield game. It says in the back, the awesome power of Frostbite 2 technology takes destruction, scale, and immersion to unprecedented levels. Engage in all-out warfare with award-winning multiplayer, or team up with a friend in intense co-op missions. Real as hell single-player combat delivers a true warrior's experience in the global war of tomorrow. This game definitely had one of the most realistic war experiences of any video game that I've played. So, definitely a masterpiece, this game. Alright, now, these are games that I've purchased and I've actually not yet completed. But I do hope to one day go back to and finish them, and that is the Final Fantasy 13 series. This game actually got me into the Final Fantasy series. I actually never really played the Final Fantasy games when I was growing up, and this game, it's a pretty long game, but I believe I only played about 30 hours of it, and I never went back to it. But I do have every single game in the series, so whenever I have time and I want to go back and experience it, I can. So I actually do have the other two in the series, Final Fantasy 13-2 and Final Fantasy Lightning Returns. So yeah, when I have time, I definitely would like to go back and experience these games. Alright, next up we have quite a few. So I'll start with the first one, and that is Bioshock Ultimate Rapture Edition. This game includes Bioshock 1 and 2 and all the DLC for both games. I played the original Bioshock on the Xbox 360 and I thought it was a masterpiece. It was creepy as hell, but it was an awesome experience. And I got this version because, yeah, it has all the DLC for both games, which is awesome. And I did buy the original Bioshock 2 when it first came out, but as you can see, this case is it's pretty cracked. This case is actually not the original case. My cousin accidentally dropped his PS3 on his Call of Duty game case, and it ended up smashing it and cracking it right there. So what I did was I took my original Bioshock 2 case and I took out the paper. I took out the sleeve for it, and I replaced it for him. And let me put that back in. I basically took his smashed up case and replaced it for him, so he wouldn't be upset. It didn't really bother me because I'm not too big on cases and stuff like that, so thought it was alright. The next one, I actually have two versions of this game. This is Bioshock Infinite, another game that I thought was pretty crazy. The story was pretty confusing, and I still am pretty confused to this day going back and playing it. But definitely a pretty awesome experience, Bioshock Infinite. And I actually have the complete edition with all the DLC included. If I like a game a lot, then I'll buy like a Game of the Year edition if it comes out. That's like if I really like it. But yeah, it includes the Clash in the Clouds DLC, the Burial at Sea Episode 1, and the Burial at Sea Episode 2. And it includes all the DLC. Pretty awesome. Next up, we have two games that are actually games that I grew up playing and are pretty big experiences from my childhood, and that is the Kingdom Hearts 1.5 HD Remix, which includes Kingdom Hearts Final Mix, Kingdom Hearts Rechain of Memories, and Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days, the cinematics. And I also have the Kingdom Hearts 2.5 HD Remix, which includes Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix, Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep Final Mix, and Kingdom Hearts Recoded Cinematics. Kingdom Hearts 2 was definitely one of the big games of my childhood that I grew up playing, and I remember coming home from school and I would hop on my PS2 and I would just love going and playing this game, and it was a lot of fun. I was a big fan of Kingdom Hearts back in the day, and I was waiting for Kingdom Hearts 3 for so many years until they finally released it many years later. But yeah, I was a huge fan of Kingdom Hearts series. The next games that I have here are games that are really challenging, and I actually have this on PS4, and it is the Ninja Gaiden Sigma. This is basically a remaster of Ninja Gaiden Black on the original Xbox. And to this day, this game is still one of the most challenging action games ever made. You need to be on your toes, and you have to have really fast reflexes. You really need to learn the game and pay attention to enemy movement in this game if you want to survive. It's very challenging, but I think it's fair. It's a very fair action experience. Next we have Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2. I think this is probably the best in the Ninja Gaiden series. This is so much fun, and I also have this on PS4 as well. I bought the Ninja Gaiden Master Collection, I think it's called, and can't wait to play this game again. Actually, I've never played Ninja Gaiden 3, so I'll be looking forward to playing that game on PS4. Next up, we have... I actually played the first game in the series, but I don't have it physical. I have it digital. So, I really did enjoy the Batman Arkham series, and I really loved Batman Arkham Asylum. And I actually got this game when it released. And that is Batman Arkham City. This game, it blew my mind when I played it. This really made you feel like you were Batman, like you were in his boots, because you had an entire city to explore, and you could use your grappling hook to get around the city, and there were enemies around every corner, some on every building, and it was just so much fun, and the story was great, the voice acting was incredible. Definitely one of the greatest Batman games ever made. And I actually have the Game of the Year edition, which includes all of the DLC pack. It includes Harley Quinn's Revenge, the Catwoman pack, the Robin bundle pack, the Nightwing bundle pack, some Arkham City skins, and some challenge map packs. So, yeah, really awesome game. I actually didn't grow up playing these games, but I really loved experiencing these games for the first time on PS3, and that is with the Metal Gear Solid Legacy Collection. And you can see on the back, these are all the games that are included in the Legacy Collection. And it says on the back, "We fight because we are needed." Over 60 hours of tactical espionage action. And it includes the original Metal Gear, Metal Gear 2, Solid Snake, Metal Gear Solid VR missions, Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty, Metal Gear Solid 3, Snake Eater, Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns of the Patriots, Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker, Metal Gear Solid... I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Bandi Destiny? Metal Gear Solid 2, Bandi Destiny. I'm not sure what those are, actually. But it includes almost every single game in the series, which is awesome. So if you've never played the Metal Gear Solid series at all, and you're like me, you didn't grow up playing them, I highly recommend getting this Legacy Collection. It's pretty, you get a lot of bang for your buck. And I'm a pretty big fan of Metal Gear Solid now, after playing this. I do have the original Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns of the Patriots. Pretty interesting way to end the series with Solid Snake. Now, I am a huge fan of this series, but unfortunately I don't have the other games on disc. I have them digital, but this is the only one that I have physical, and that is Assassin's Creed Revelations. Ezio is my personal favorite assassin of all time, and his game series is still one of my favorites. You can see the back, and I'm sure a lot of people that play the Assassin's Creed games will agree. You know, Ezio is definitely my favorite assassin in the series. And what's cool about this one is you get to play as Ezio, but you also get to experience Altair in his later years, which is pretty cool. Alright. Put these games down here. This game, I actually bought this from a friend. He sold it to me in high school, I think for like $10, which was pretty cool, you know, pretty cheap. He had a few games that he was selling, and this is one of the ones that caught my eye, and it is Dead Rising 2. And this game is pretty fun. It's it's pretty mindless. Like, you can just spend hours killing zombies with like random weapons and stuff, and you can like create really unique weapons with different things. So like, you can see in the front cover he has like this like paddle with the chainsaw connected to it, which is pretty cool. You can like make your own crazy weapons, and you can kill like a bunch of zombies. It's pretty fun. This game was a lot of fun. Alright, next we have another game story that really stuck with me for many, many years. And I think this is probably the best in the series. And I remember asking my mom to buy this for me in 2011 when it came out. And that is Dead Space 2. Still one of the most terrifying experiences. And one of my most proud platinums that I've acquired. In this game, you have to beat the game on a really hard difficulty with only 3 saves. So, if you die, you go back to your previous save. There's no checkpoints on it. So, this game, it was definitely one of the most challenging and most rewarding platinums that I've ever gotten. Next we have Sports Champions, which was a PlayStation Move game. It's kind of like Wii Sports. I loved my Nintendo Wii, and I loved playing Wii Sports, and when they announced the PlayStation Move, I thought it was pretty awesome, you know. It was Sony's answer to motion gaming, which was cool, and I thought it was alright. I didn't enjoy it as much as Wii Sports, but it was a pretty fun game. Sports Champions. Next we have Marvel vs. Capcom 3. It's a really fun beat-em-up game. You have different characters from Marvel and different characters from Capcom, and you can choose several characters to like duke it out, and you can make a team of 3, and you can really customize the game to suit your playstyle. And yeah, there's a lot of customization options with this game. It's a lot of fun. I loved playing as Dante in this game. It's one of my favorite characters. And speaking of, actually got this game, and I actually never grew up playing these games specifically, but I did get the HD collection, and I'm a huge fan of the series Devil May Cry. It includes Devil May Cry, Devil May Cry 2, and Devil May Cry 3 Special Edition, which is one of my favorites in this collection. It's a lot of fun to play. Really awesome action-adventure game. Really awesome story, too. Actually, I do have Devil May Cry 4, but I don't have a case for it, unfortunately. Alright, next up we have The Walking Dead, which is a really intense story. This game is one of those games where the choices that you make decide how the story unfolds, and you have to make a lot of really difficult decisions, and depending on the decisions that you make, it can really impact how your story unfolds. And this is the Game of the Year edition, so it includes all 5 episodes of the Walking Dead series, along with the DLC, 400 Days, which is pretty cool. On the back it says, you can read that, it says, make every choice like it's your last. Winner of over 90 Game of the Year awards, based on Robert Kirkman's groundbreaking comic book series, includes all 5 episodes of the first season, plus special episode, 400 Days, bonus downloads, original score, and exclusive behind-the-scenes video. It says, the game that defined 2012, the most captivating game experience of 2012, the best video game offered in 2012. This game, it really sparked the storytelling aspect of video games and how your choices could really affect your story. Really awesome game. Next up we have one of my favorite superhero games from Sony, and that is the Infamous series. Again, I don't have the first Infamous game on disc, I have it digital. I did really enjoy this series. I really liked using the different powers that Cole had, and it was a lot of fun shooting enemies with electricity. And it was a lot of fun exploring the open world and, you know, gliding around the city and leveling yourself up, and you could decide if you wanted to be good or bad. And the powers that you would unlock would vary depending on what your karma rank was, or if you were doing mainly hero things, or if you were being infamous, you know, if you're being evil. So I definitely really loved the Infamous series. Definitely one of my favorites. I have yet to check out Infamous Second Son, which is a game that I really want to play. I just, I don't have enough time these days to sit down and really get into and experience the games that I really want to. But, yeah, Infamous was definitely one of my favorite games. Alright. So here we have the Wolf Among Us, which is another interactive game by Telltale. similar to The Walking Dead. It's a story-based game where all of your decisions have an impact on how the story unfolds. And this game is based on the Fables comic, I believe it's called. And you play as Bigby Wolf. And basically it's a bunch of these fairy tale characters trying to live in the human world, and they have to try to find a way to blend in. And some of them, they use what's called glamour, I believe it's called, to assume a human-like appearance, which is pretty cool. This is definitely one of Telltale's best games. Really excited for when The Wolf Among Us Season 2 comes out, whenever that's gonna be. The next game that I have here is a pretty unique experience from Rockstar Games. And I remember reading about it in Game Informer magazine when it was first teased in that magazine. And it's very similar to GTA, but it's got its own little things in it that make it pretty unique. And there are aspects of it that are pretty incredible, I think. And that game is L.A. Noire. This game was pretty awesome. It was basically like GTA, but you play as a detective instead of just like a guy that goes around and, does his own thing. You play as a detective, Cole Phelps, and it is set in the 1940s of Los Angeles. And what's unique about this game is, at the time, it had probably one of the most realistic facial animations in any video game. It basically, the technology they used was they would have a camera rig where they would have a bunch of cameras set up, and it would basically scan the actor's face, and whatever the actor did was animated precisely in the video game. So you would have these incredibly realistic facial animations. And it's a pretty fun game. The story is it's pretty interesting. It's okay. I don't like the way that it ended, but it's a pretty fun game, I think. If you like GTA, you'll like L.A. Noire. Definitely a really awesome game. This is another game that I started, but I never really completed. I think I only played like 4 hours of this game. So I definitely want to go back and finish it and check it out. And that is the first Tomb Raider game, the reboot series. It's got a pretty interesting weapon upgrade system, and the crafting system is pretty awesome. But I don't remember too much about it. Like I said, I haven't really played it that much, but it was a pretty awesome game for what I've played. Alright. The next game that I have, I actually had the second game, but I gave it to my cousin, so I no longer have it. But I do have the third one, the Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm series. Really, I'm a really big fan of the Naruto Storm series. I love the way that they tell the story through these games, and I'm a pretty big fan of the Naruto series, and it's a lot of fun playing against friends, playing online and going against other players. This is the full burst version, so it comes with all the DLC, which is pretty awesome. Now, this game, I pretty much only bought it so I could collect all the trophies on it. So this is a pretty lame game, if I'm being honest. But it's cool if you're a trophy hunter. I was back in the day, so that's why I got it. And that is Terminator Salvation. Not much to say. It's a pretty clunky game, but it's cool for if you want to hunt trophies. So yeah. The next game that I have here, I've actually completed it, but I rented this game, and I finished it, and I thought it was an awesome game. Definitely one of the greatest games of, I think this was 2012, if I'm not mistaken. I don't see a date back here. It says 2011, but I played it early 2012, like really early 2012. But this was definitely one of the most unique games I've ever played. It's still sealed. I haven't opened this version of it yet, and that is Shadows of the Damned. Still in its packaging. I don't know if I will open it. Definitely a really awesome game. Right now, this is just a collector's item since it's still sealed. Never been opened. Really fun game. Really, really interesting gameplay mechanics in this one. I really hope they continue this series at some point, because it is really awesome. If you've never played it, I highly recommend it. Shadows of the Damned. Alright. Now, looks like I have saved the best for last. This game is one of the best PS3 games I have ever played. And this game means a lot to me for a lot of different reasons. So I'm going to take my time with this one and just kind of explain everything that this game really means to me. And this game is The Last of Us. If you know me, I'm pretty sure you knew this game was coming. And if you know me, you know how much this game means to me. This is, I think, Naughty Dog's greatest video game that they've ever made. And that goes with, the Jak and Daxter series, Crash Bandicoot, the Uncharted series, This game, I think, is the cream of the crop of Naughty Dog's masterpieces. Now, I still remember watching the teaser trailer, I think back in like 2011, or even 2010, maybe. No, I think it was 2011, sorry. When they showed off like this deadly virus that was going around, and nobody knew what it was or which game developer was making it. And they just were constantly teasing the game, and I still remember that first trailer when they first showed off Joel and Ellie when they were in that when they were cornered and there was a clicker down the hallway and Joel pulls out his revolver. I was obsessed with this game all through high school. It's all I would talk about, and it was always on my mind. Like, I would be in class and all I would think about was The Last of Us. And I remember when I was a kid, I would even have like dreams about The Last of Us. I would have dreams like I was in the apocalypse and like everywhere I looked was like overgrown trees and like sidewalks that were covered in like moss and grass and leaves. I was just obsessed with this game. And one of the reasons why this game means so much to me is not only because it's an awesome game, but because I actually first experienced this game with my cousin. And my cousin, unfortunately, he passed away. But I still remember playing this game with him for the first time. And I remember when I got to the credits, I still remember the first thing I said after I beat the game. And the credits were scrolling. I looked at him and I said, "This is the best game that I've ever played." And it was funny, he was joking around. He was like, "Yeah, it was kind of predictable, and I kind of figured this would happen, and I knew like that would happen and this and that." And we would just talk about it, and it was so much fun, and it was a really awesome experience, getting to play it with him and having him watch me play it and him criticizing the game, and it was just a lot of fun. And that's one of the main reasons why I really love this game is just because of the memories that I have with it and everything associated with it. And to this day, this game, it still sticks with me, 7-8 years later. And I still think this is one of Naughty Dog's best games that they've ever made. Yeah. But that's gonna conclude my PS3 game collection. That's a majority of them that I've played, and some of them I still need to go back and finish. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and let me know which of these games are your favorite, or comment down below. Let me know what was your favorite PS3 game, or what was your childhood game growing up. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and thanks for watching.